that electronic girl band that you were in by someone who worked for Daft Punk?
That is correct.
Who was that?
That was crazy. His name is Peter Franco, and he did the engineering and some of the producing with them for their last handful of albums.
Wow.
Yeah, so I honestly, when I was approached for that gig, I didn't know anything about electronic music. If I'm still kicking myself. We had a sister program at UC Berkeley that did teach electronic music, and I, wanted nothing to do with it. I was a total music snob and
yeah, you and your jam bands and your jazz piano.
Totally. They're not playing real instruments, and they're like, oh, if I could just. Anyway, so I really didn't know anything, and I even said to him, like, I don't even know how to turn on the synthesizer. Like, I do not think I'm qualified for this, because it was an all electronic band. And he said, no, if you can learn the music theory and you know how to play, like, everything else that'll be easy for you. And thank goodness I believed him, because I was like, oh, okay, if you say it's going to be easy. I'm so glad that I was lied to in that sense, because when I moved down to LA to have this experience, it was a really sharp, steep learning curve for me to learn how to sound design and, what oscillators were and how to make the sound that I needed to play before I played it, instead of just sitting down at a piano and playing. And for the first year or two, I kind of hated it. I was like, I just want to play and not have to focus on all these other things, and not the notes, but the sound. And then over time, I just became obsessed, and I can't imagine not, getting to make the sound before I play it at this point. But it was a really long journey, and had I not sort of said yes before I knew what I was doing, I never would have done it. So thank goodness to that.
Yeah. Well, and it makes sense that experience, I imagine, must have inspired you to create Femme House, which is just dedicated to helping.
1,000%.
Yeah. Talk to me about when Femme House started and how you kind of took this journey from being like, I don't know how to do this, to I want to help other people know how to do this. It's not so bad.
Those are really one and the same, I don't know how to do this, and I don't really have the right resources, and that kind of made me. I knew. So what happened was we were constantly in studios with male producers, and we had great, awesome experiences. I learned so much and was totally supported, and really enjoyed all of it. But it wasn't until I heard that Grimes produced her own album. Whatever album was coming out around that, about 6 years ago. And I read an article with her, and she talks a lot about how she had to battle to be her own producer. And a light bulb went off, because I was raised by parents who were like, you can do anything, total hippie parents, literally anything you want, you could do it, president, whatever.
Yeah, you could steal my Grateful Dead t-shirts.
Yeah, totally, I really believe that. But because I didn't see myself in the role as producer, it didn't even occur to me that I could have that role.
Yeah.
And so then what that did was it made me go, what else do I not think I can do, because there's no visual representation of myself in that place? And then from that moment on, I became obsessed with the idea of being that visual representation for some other, female. Mm-hmm. And so then I got Ableton, I got Pro Tools and all the DAW systems I could get my hands on. And late at night, I would just be tinkering in the programs, trying to figure out how to do things, and finally got the courage to approach the band and say, I really think I could be the producer. Could we try that? And they were patient and kind and very nice with me. And we took our living room and took out all the furniture and put in all the synths. We actually were able to use the Moog Voyagers from the Daft Punk Pyramid Tour. Those were the first ones I learned.
Not the actual ones.
The actual
ones. Fuck!
Ones.
I can't handle that. My brain's exploding.
Crazy. This is the first synth I touched, which obviously is why I'm hooked.
Oh my god! So did they go when you touched them?
They just lit up when I touched them. It was crazy. Made all the right sounds. And so I got to learn working with this really talented, awesome group of inspiring women, and I feel so grateful for that experience. And very early on, I thought, if I ever get to a place where I'm good enough to do this, I really want to, make a safe space that, the same kind of safe space I had for other women to learn this stuff. Because the first Ableton course I took, it was me and about 225 guys.
Wow.
And for me,
Tough.
that
Wow.
made me go like, bring it on, you know? But I know
Right.
that that's not everybody's reaction, and nor should it be. And I just wanted to. It's also kind of like, you know, like guys, they go out golfing together. And they
Yeah.
do a lot of business on the golf course, you know.
Mhm.
I wanted a community where like you come and you learn, but then you're also networking, and you're also maybe like going to make tracks together one day. And it's like
Yeah.
a space that you're able to have a girls' club, and you know,
I
build
love
from
that
there.
so much. Could you share with me some of the moments that you're most proud of with Femme House so far, or things that
Yeah.
are coming up that we should know about as well?
Yes,
Maybe
thank you
participate.
for asking. Thank you for
I
caring.
care.
We got to do a really cool thing with Dolby, Dolby Audio. This was like the last. I had a show in San Francisco. I was opening up for Galantis at Bill Graham.
Hey, shout out Bill Graham, shout out Galantis.
Yeah, shout out. It was so fun. It was so fun to be back there and see all the people I worked with, and you know, it was,
Yeah.
really
Oh my
great. Also, I mean,
God.
it was my last big show, so I feel grateful for that.
Wow.
Before the pandemic. So when we were up there, we put together this little thing with Dolby Audio. Their offices are down the street from Bill Graham. And we had about 12 women come and go into their studio where they're making music in Atmos, which is sort of 360 sound mixing experience where it's not just left, right stereo, but all over. It's how you can make music. And yeah, they're starting to release music that way. And
That's
so
amazing.
we got to do a day-long workshop with the people at Dolby who are working on that new amazing technology. And that was so cool and inspiring to see, you know, how the women were talking about the future music they want to make with this program, and it was just really cool and exciting. But
That's
we
so
just
cool.
launched. Actually, it starts on this Friday. Is that tomorrow? It's
Yep.
Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow we
Woo!
kick off our second online course. So we have a free monthly workshop every month. That's now taking place on Zoom. And then we launched our first online course, which sort of takes the workshops and dives in more intensely. And it's a 4-week course. And it's free for women of color, and then it's sliding scale after that.
Nice.
And the first one was all on just intro to Ableton, and then this next one is on beat making and programming drums.
I love it.
So that starts on Friday, and there's a live. You can take the class from 12 to 1 live on Zoom, but also if you can't take it at that time, then it's recorded, and all the assets and everything are online for you. So
cool.
yeah, so that starts tomorrow.
Nice. Well, have fun. And